Hey guys, can you guys hear me? Loud and clear. Hopefully. Hey Dara. How's the music? Is it too loud or? Hey Dino. Hi Daniel, how is the music? I've used a new setup, so I want to make sure that it's not too overwhelming. Okay, one sec. I want to make sure the music is. Oh hey Marianne, how are you? All right, so I'm trying to stream a little bit every day. And the focus is going to be what do you guys want to see. And yesterday I did a few drawings and corrections based on, so I like to spend like the first 2 minutes going over what I did the day before in case anybody missed anything. So first I did a quick sketch, and I talked a little bit about, you know, I talked a little bit of, thanks Marianne, I talked a little bit about just, you know, don't worry about details and using focus on large values first, and then going for the details. Hey, from Twitch, reading. How are you? I'm always excited when somebody sees me on Twitch because nobody ever sees me on Twitch. Roham, I would love to use pencil sketch, but this simulates that, and also you allow me to do a lot more. Like I can do things faster. I can take your drawings and give feedbacks and so on. So, but once in a while I'll do a pencil sketch too. So yesterday I did this first while I was waiting, and then one of my patrons sent me a cat picture. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, and he wants me to draw that, so I did that really fast. Then what else did I do? Oh yeah, I did a few other things. I did a quick sketch, and I was showing people about how you can really quickly sketch out values and make a convincing looking portrait without details. And I talk about the steps that you need to make something that looks decent. And what makes somebody was asking me, I was able to create like drawings with, you know, salt and sugar and unusual mediums, and he was wondering how that's possible. And I was talking about some of the key elements you need to make that happen. Thanks, Dino. And then I did some corrections. I started taking images from my from you guys, and I started doing. And this is why I prefer this medium. This not medium. This digital wise. I started taking some requests as well as tweaking your drawings. So people were sending me their pictures, and I would make some adjustments and tell you guys how to improve. Just some little tips here and there. Like for example, this is one of them that I did, and this is another one where the guy is like, I would like to make this drawing a little bit more realistic, and I did it really fast. Obviously, the time is an issue, and I took Tywin Lannister and I said if you shade it this way and that way, you can make it much faster. And I talked a little bit about what makes something realistic. And I did a quick sketch of Luke Cage. And this is another one where one of my subscribers tried to, using one of my videos as a guide, and I was showing him that you should focus on getting the proportions correct first. And I'll talk a little bit about different methods that you can use to accomplish that. So the left side is what I took his drawing and I adjust the proportion a little bit and adjust the tone value a little bit, and discussing a little bit about that. What else did I do yesterday? Yeah, that's about it. And by then, time is running out, so I was like, okay, I gotta go. So alright, so I started a fresh new page today. I have about, hopefully I can spend like an hour, maybe a little bit over an hour on it. What do you guys want to say? Before I do that, I like to warm up a bit by doing a quick sketch. Feel free to ask me questions. Feel free to ask me questions. If you have images that you want me to take a look at, let me know. And make sure you subscribe and turn on notification, because I'm trying to make this more regular as much as I can. Because I think I can squeeze out like an hour, half an hour early in the morning, or noon in this case. Alright, so while you guys, let me know what you want to do. Do you want me to just sketch something that you want to see, or do you want to, hey Maria, or do you want me to do some corrections based on your drawings, like, Yes, I have done watercolor, but I have not done any public ones, so this just get me to loosen up because my hand feels a little bit stiff. So I'm not sure if I need the background there, but let's see. Rhythm asks, what is the most difficult? Give me 1 second, I'm just checking something. I will go through all your comments. Like the main goal of my streams is not for me to complete anything, but it's really for me to interact with you guys. That's what's most important. That's the whole purpose of me trying to do this. So if you have questions, ask. I will go over the chat. I'll scroll up and I'll read stuff. And every time this series of casual streams, I'm going to leave the video afterwards, but not on my main page, but on my casual page, casual channel, which you can find on the side. All right. Yes, I have 3 people watching me on Twitch. That's like 300 improvement on how to, Yes, I have 3 people watching me on Twitch. That's like, got a little bit of feedback. That's like 300% of usually what I get. Okay, back to my. Let me answer your questions really fast. What should we focus on? Like, what do you mean? Like, in terms of drawing? Depends on your skill level and where you are and what are you trying to accomplish. So that question is very general. It's hard for me to answer. Procenta, I just sent you an email. Can you please take a look? What email address did you send the email to? How to draw hair more realistic? I can talk a little bit about that. I probably will lose the I'll probably forget about the comment if I don't do it now. Draw hair realistic is really one of those things that if you know the method, it's very easy. If you don't know the method, it's extremely difficult. Because it's complicated, right? Hair looks like crazy to draw. But if you know a method, it's actually one of the easiest parts in doing a drawing. I will try to talk about that. When did I first start drawing? For any FAQ like that, go to the link, not the link, the address on the top of the screen, patreon.com/ThePortraitArt, and scroll down. There is an FAQ section that answers most of that kind of questions. Trash asks, how do one draw the back of a human head? Well, it depends on what the back of the human head looks like, but it's definitely easier than the front, for the most part, unless you have to draw like particular hair. Maria asks, do you think there are BAF drawings out there or just different skills and styles? What's BAF? Or is bad? Yeah, well, okay. Of course, everything's relative, but for the sake of this conversation, of course, there are bad joints out there if they are trying to go for a particular, if they are aiming for a particular goal. For example, if somebody's aiming for a realistic joint, but their joint looks like a cartoon, then obviously that's a bad joint for what they're trying to accomplish. So it depends on what are you trying to accomplish. So yeah, it's relative. There are different skills and styles. If you want to create a really good illustration or a series of conceptual art, but you don't understand lighting and you don't understand anatomy, you're not going to be able to do that, good way. Basically, it's going to be your work is not going to be as good as a professional, obviously. So in that sense, it's relative, and your work would be bad in relative to them. But it's art. Art in the most fundamental level is not. There's nothing bad or good. Okay, thank you for the email. Thank you, Rama. All right. Let me just talk really just a brief talk about hair, because somebody was asking about hair. If you try to draw hair as you see, and I see a lot of how should I say those graphic artists, they try to make like really realistic joints, right? And they try to draw hair, and they spend like 10 hours to draw hair. And because they're focusing on each little details and each little strands, that's one approach, but it's not necessarily the best approach in my opinion, because it's just so time consuming, right? Hey Simploy, yeah, I'm trying to make like a very short stream, but doing it kind of consistently. I'm trying. I have like, I'm trying to build more audience on Twitch, but I have freaking no clue how to do it, but hey. So for hair, what you should really, I think the best way to do it, at least the way, my method to do it, is to really focus on the large value. And then I use the eraser to create the highlights. So I'll try to simulate it here with my digital pad, which you can do it with charcoal. Same thing. So if you have a hair, you can, like a person has a hair like this. Instead of spending 10 hours doing strands like that, you can use charcoal. Just look at the large values of different things at different locations. Of course, I'm just doing an arc to show you what I mean. And then use, like what I like to use is just the eraser. And just erase lines through the hair. And this way you can create value of hair, fairly easily without spending a lot of time. Like right now I'm using a Photoshop brush, but with my method you can easily use, just a sharp eraser. It's like a rubber eraser that you cut into blocks, and then you just use that, and you can just do that. That's how I do hair all the time, and it's actually one of the easiest part of my joints. Okay. If one day I get enough supporters on my Patreon thing, so I can stop doing other work, I would make much more comprehensive tutorials about it, because I know I'm talking like very generally about all this stuff. You have to use a hard eraser and cut into like little cubes and stuff. Alright, so let me warm up a little bit. Dun, dun, dun. Well, let's let's draw. I don't know what I'm. Maybe I'll just do a quick sketch instead. I was gonna do like a not realistic, but actual rendering, but I feel like that's too long for practice. No, hey Pete, I just started. I just had something to eat, and I figure I'll spend some time with you guys. Yeah. Okay, I'll check the email. I have to keep an eye on the time. I don't want to spend too long just because I have a decent amount of work this afternoon. And for whoever asks about the hair, I'm gonna put some hair on this drawing so you can get an idea what I mean. Can you guys still hear the music and everything? Okay, Sylvan, hey, how's it going? And Amar, hey Amar. Sorry if I didn't say hi to everybody. How many hours we should spend for sketching practicing per day? Practice, well, it's different from person to person, but you should practice until you kind of get bored and sick of it. If it's enjoyable for you, you keep doing it. You know. Hey, Art 3Li 3Li. So practice until you don't find it enjoyable, because then you get diminishing return. Ever try to study something that you don't want to learn? Right? Notice how when you are trying to learn something that you are interested in, you learn it super fast. And when you try to study for something you don't like, you have to spend like 3 times more energy and time. So I would say at least an hour though. At least an hour is probably what you need if you really want to practice. But if it's fun and you want to do it longer, go for it. I might do one like a few digital ones and then the paper ones, and maybe I'll switch between the two as well in the same stream. I need to speak slower too, because a lot of my audience are not native English speakers, and sometimes I don't speak as clearly as I should. Yeah, I love rain, Peter. Well, what's keep me going in life? What keeps me going in life? Well, what's keep me going is that you have to constantly challenge yourself. So otherwise you get bored, right? We have to keep challenging ourselves. And these days I try to learn more about the entire human figure instead of just the face and anatomy and all that. So learning that, it's just it's interesting. I like to be able to kind of hold a 3D model of the human form in my head. That way I can draw much more freely. But what keeps me going is that I find this just fun. I actually have a lot of other streams that I might upload to the channel at some point. So warming up my hand. Hey, just sorry if AC. If I don't know how to pronounce your name, I will use just the initials so I don't butcher your name. Thank you for the kind words. Appreciate it. So as you can see right now, I'm just focus on the large areas of the hair. I don't like coffee that much, but sometimes I have to drink some. Otherwise, because sometimes I sleep too late, you know. But I'm not a big fan of coffee, but I'll drink it if need be. Don't really want to color. I think I did it. The warm up is decent. His lips. Focus on that a bit more, maybe. I don't know. She looks like she's about to cry. Yeah. Well, actually, if I do streams, I put the music on the background. But if I'm doing something that doesn't require, if I do a commission, basically, right, doesn't require not recording, but it doesn't require, like, sound doesn't matter, I would put a movie on the background. Thank you, Arma. I'm very happy to hear that. So yeah, as you can see the hair, you just do the general structure, shape, which is kind of like that, and then you just add some highlights. Again, this is just my particular, it's just what I like to do. There's no right way or the wrong way. So maybe I'll just, you know, there's just some highlights. Let's see. That. Maybe where the light hits, it's a little bit brighter. Yeah, if I draw, I mean, I'll zoom in and I'll take my time and really just tweak everything. I am going to draw something really refined, like at some point, but generally not for the streams, because I want to save the time to look at what you want me to look at and so on. But I do plan to draw a more refined video. Yeah, see, this is how you can quickly do hair, and that looks very realistic. Okay, now let me see. Let me check my email, okay? You can also just simply upload your image to, you know, just one of those free image hosting sites and just give me the link. Kumar, if for questions like that, go to the website at the top of my page and scroll down for the FAQ. It's normally it's covered in there. Okay, for general questions. Hi Helen. Teal asks, will you like to show your artwork while you start studying drawing to now? Oh, like I'm showing you like the progression of my artwork. I think the best way for you to see that is just to go to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/ThePortraitArt, because it goes back like 8 years. Alright. Oh, this landscape is quite nice. That's how you're supposed to start the drawing. I'll show it, but I won't be able to spend too much time tweaking it because there's nothing to tweak. You are in the early stage of, you know, drawing. Alright. Okay. So this is from Daryl. What's the easy way for me to... What's the easiest way for me to put this somewhere? Yeah, this is like a example of what you should focus on. Do you generally draw background or focus first? Background, well, generally speaking, background first. Because the foreground or whatever you want to draw is going to be covering the background. And it's much harder to tweak the background. Digitally, you can, of course, you can just put them on different layers. La la la. Give me 1 second, guys. Like I prefer, well, I prefer you guys send me stuff like before I stream, so I don't have to, you know, try to track down the image right now. Like this image, let me go to file. Let me see if I can drag. Yeah. Is this like did you just kind of, did you have a reference, or did you kind of just do it based on, you know, imagination? Kumar, could you take the cap lock off? It's just easier to read. When it's all caps, it's just like, ah. My favorite artist is probably John Sargent. Yeah. So what you do, yeah, when you do landscapes, this is a great approach. You just kind of go very, very vague. You focus on large details like structure, lighting, where everything comes from, and then you go in and then you just start adding details and as you work towards it. Like this could be stairs, these could be monuments with a little bit details on them. I'm not sure what these are. They could be the stuff on the side. One of these days when I'm not, yeah. So yeah, so next stage you can just say, oh, okay, I'm going to, you know, the sky, something, add detail here. Remember, when there's based on this, the light is this way. well, I gotta use a different brush. So obviously all these things will have a shadow. You know, I'm using red just to point it out. Keep that in mind. This one has a shadow. But you're on the right track, and then you can maybe have stairs up here because it looks like a man-made structure, and then you can design stuff. But it's good, you know. And the sky, you have to have like maybe some kind of gradient, add some clouds. The rocks here, there's more variations in terms of light and dark, but I like what you did here. This valley, and maybe you know what you for drawings like this, when you do landscape, it doesn't hurt to have some kind of reference so people know what size, because otherwise you don't have to, but if you add like a human figure or some kind of vehicle or something, just give people a sense of what am I looking at, like either the person this small or the person this big, on, you know, like how big is this landscape. Based on that, I'm guessing person could be like a tiny, it could be like just a little dot, you know, birds and so on. But I like this one. There's not much I can do about it. You know, you are in the process of drawing. Okay. Wait, so how do you draw white hair or blonde hair? Do you need like a white pencil? No, I generally, well, you can. I do that sometimes, but generally the white lines in the hair, I made that with eraser. So Tio asks, can we mix charcoal and pencil in a drawing? Because I know that after laying pencil, charcoal will not easily be placed on paper. Yeah, you can mix charcoal and pencil in a drawing, but it is not necessary. Why? You don't need to do that. And pencils it's gonna make your paper much. So this is your paper, and if you zoom in there, it's actually not perfectly flat. There's little ridges. These are called tooth. I saw Procenta's drawing. I'm gonna do that later. So paper have tooth. So obviously, if you use a very hard graphite pencil, you're gonna make that all shiny and smooth, which makes charcoal much harder to put on there. So I don't recommend you mix charcoal and pencil, and also there's no reason for you to use charcoal and pencil. Like everything pencil can do, charcoal can do. Okay. Alright, okay. Let me check out the email again. No, I saw your drawings. Procenta? Yeah. Not bad. Just your tone is a little off. Because you sent me a bunch, I'm just going to just pick one to tweak. Okay. Alright, so give me 1 second to find the picture, guys. I'm gonna clean out my desktop. You know how your desktop is gonna, you know, at some point it's like full of icons. After this, I want to do some drawings based on what you guys want to see. Like instead of just doing the one type of thing over and over. Okay, so this is the picture that I assume you are one of my subscribers. Let me rasterize it, and let me just tone down the color because I'm assuming that's actually black and white. Alright. If you have questions, just keep asking, by the way. Hi. Sorry, there's no way I know how to pronounce your name, but hi. Alright, the right one I'll leave, the left one I'll tweak. Let me change the proportions. Let me mess with the proportion just a little bit, slightly. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Let me just mess with it a little bit. So this window here is where I'm just gonna, I can use the liquify to, of course I have no idea who you are drawing or the reference image or anything, so I can only go by my, just go by my guts. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. There's not much I need to adjust, to be honest. But you can tell the image looks a little bit flat, and the value of the color seems a little bit off. And I would just get my own take on it. It's from a reference image. I feel like the nose is a little bit long. But then again, you don't know. I don't know who the person is, so I'm not gonna go overboard with adjustment. Hey, Daryl says, I finally got some charcoal pencil, but I'm not sure if I'm using them correctly. It's really scratchy, even when I try to use try to use if your charcoal pencil is fairly smooth, fairly soft, try to use a smoother texture and surface. Maybe one of these days, Amar. I answered that before. Okay, let's establish there's a few things that's, the face is kind of flat because you do have, I see you did have the lighting here, but they are very, very light. So the value of the entire face, you need to really let me put some tones down. You need to really not be afraid to, if there are parts in the face that's dark, make it dark. If there are parts in the face that's light, don't afraid to make it light. If any, I didn't check my Patreon's community page today. If anybody posts some new picture there, I probably would do that first. But I don't think anybody posted anything new last I checked. Yeah. So, judging by this little triangle, it seems like you're going for some kind of Rembrandt lighting. Of light. I'm trying to figure out where the light is, but let's just play around and see where we get. Maybe the light is kind of just like pointing straight at her face. That's why her teeth is so white, and she's wearing obviously very dark lipstick, maybe. You don't need smooth Bristol board paper, just regular drawing paper. But that works, although it's kind of expensive to do your drawings on that always. like outline here, like there you have this white line on the right side of the face that comes down. I'm not sure why, and then it gets dark. Like, what would cause that white line there? So. Yeah, don't take offense when it's just my take on it. You know, you don't have to. If it's helpful, then that's good. And also, you see this part here. Whenever you make some angle that's really sharp, or whenever you make a line or a change of a tone value really sharp, it gives the illusion that, you know, that fold of skin is really, how should I say, really kind of, it gives like an older feeling, like wrinkly older feeling, like folding skin, you know. So you want to make that transition a little bit wider, so it's not so sharp. And when you draw girls, typically you want to make the texture very smooth. Guys, you can play around, you have more leeway with it. Hey Milos. Pencil sketch, watercolor, oil painting, digital painting, which you like? I like all of them. Watercolor is definitely the hardest by far. Digital painting is probably the easiest because the amount of tools you have to play around with the drawing and change it. All of them require skill, obviously. Pencil sketch, depends on what you're sketching, you know. Oil painting and digital painting is actually very similar. It's just that oil painting takes longer because you can also work in layers, but it just takes longer because you're working and it's messier. But I like oil painting. If you can do good digital painting with color, generally you can also do oil painting. It just takes longer because you're mixing colors. You have to do everything like, you know, very. And also the eyes. Notice how the eyes that you drew. If you use sugar to draw, is it called sugaring? I feel like sugaring is not enough to convey what I'm doing, because sugaring could be like adding sugar to something. Except painting itself is like using paint. Yeah, I don't. We're talking language here. Look at her eyes. You have the highlight, which brings a little bit of light to her eyes, but you have no. There's no pupil in there. Or should I say the entire eye is a pupil? There should be an iris and a pupil. So you're kind of losing some of that. So I'm gonna add in the iris. Or maybe here. Let me just redo the eye just a little bit to show you what I mean. First, I'm going to draw the iris. And then I'm going to use a dark color. Maybe even darker than that. By doing this, you can also find out if the eye is pointing at the right direction, or should I say, it is looking at the right direction. And once those two done, you can go in and add in the highlights. I will actually add in the same spot you added in. Keep it consistent. See how the eyes is, if you compare the eyes from the left one to the right one, it looks a little bit more realistic, because that's what the eye is. You know, you have all the components of the eye there. Okay, I'm just doing some touch-ups, and let me look at anything else on this drawing. This area is an important one because light is not supposed to be that bright there. By putting some shading there, you kind of give her head more of a 3D structure feel, so people can say, okay, that part there is on a different plane than this one. It's like the head is curving backwards like a sphere, but you don't want to overdo it. Somebody text me, let me check. Okay. Oh. The nostril, the area under the nose, I'm going to assume the lighting coming slightly from an above angle, so there's going to be an area under the nose that's darker, and then this part here should be darker. The highlight on the chin is correct, given what you're drawing. And see here, this line here, it goes from black to white, but the transition is too fast. We want a gradient going on there, even though it is, you know, if I just smooth it out a little bit, soften up. Lighting is always pretty important. Well, it's like pretty important. It's like the main thing. The eyes, anything that's very shiny surface, it tend to be reflect more light, right? So if the light is, in this case, let's say the light is just coming in right in front of her, I'm pretty sure whatever lipstick she's wearing should reflect more light. Right now we don't see any sense of the lighting on the lipstick. So let me just start tweaking some of that by adding some light here first on top of the lips. Because there's a little ridge. Even if it's subtle, it should be there. I mean, sometimes I even forget about stuff like that all the time. The teeth is very white, but the ones towards the end, it should be dark. Like you can look at most pictures of the teeth, you'll find that this teeth should not have the same value as the two teeth in the middle. So let me just add some shading there to give you the sense of depth, which is important. and then just because light doesn't fully reach her teeth. See how wide her teeth is on the right? It's just but see on the left now, I might do the proportion again because the eyes needs to be bring down. The nose is slightly too long, I feel like. But before I do that, let's work on the lips some more. Let's assume she's wearing a very dark lipstick. Think 3D, right? The lips is kind of 3D structure, and if there's light on it, and it's coming from the front, maybe something like that. See how the lips I can probably make the lips, I can work more on the lips, but just want to show, as long as you guys see the difference, you can probably go, you can probably do it better with more time by yourself later. The corner of the lips generally have a shadow. It doesn't just end from black to white. Every surface on the face, there's a contour with everything. So eyebrow, just make sure they're level and similar in size. Is it true that old painters are not as good as present modern painters? Well, that's a very subjective question, but in terms of accuracy, I've seen a lot of modern painters that's able to paint much more accurately. Mostly because the truth is people do improve, like they get the knowledge from the old masters and then they take their own spin on it. But in terms of value, the old masters' work are really valuable. Even though, strictly speaking, some of them are not necessarily anatomically always in a perfect proportion, but they're old masters for a reason. They do a lot of things that's kind of lost. A lot of the way they do things, it just making the eyebrow a little bit darker here to match this side. Yeah, again, I don't know what this person actually looks like, so, but you see, based on just a little bit of shading change that I did here, and also, hi RT. It should be more dark down here. Hair is going to cause some shadow, and if the neck is bright, it will be bright also. There's no reason why down here be suddenly be darker. Hey Azifa, how's it going? Thanks Eiji. Yay, another Twitch watcher. And the hat, I don't know what the material of the hat is. I'm guessing wool or something, so it's not very reflective. However, it still should be a bit more reflective than. I bet if I see the reference, there's more variation in tone value between front of the hat and the back of the hat. But I'm just guessing. Like, just doing a quick stream. Try to make it more of a regular thing. Trying. May not do it every day, but I'll try to do it as often as I can. and back of the head, if you make a little bit darker, this may stray away from the reference, but that's the whole point. You can create different lighting and tweak the picture in different ways. Okay, so yeah, I tweaked this picture for a little bit. I can make the whole thing a lot smoother, and there's probably other areas I could be working on, but you can see by smoothing out and not have hard edges and really just look at different surfaces, you can make the drawing looks more realistic and more polished. Let me check if I should. Greetings, Jax. I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm gonna say Jax. I'm playing with proportion just a little bit. The mouse opens. Here's another rule. It's a rule of thumb. It's not a hard rule. Generally speaking, most portraits, like the person, you know, especially when it comes to art, what you draw, most of the times it's better if they don't show teeth. Because it's just a hard thing to do. Hey, Aya, I like the name. And enjoying the eye, I made certain changes which made the eyes a little bit squished. Let me put that back. But yeah, iris is important. Nose. There's always things to tweak. There's always things that you can do to play around and improve. Oh no, you're not the only one. A lot of people thought the same thing. I'm pretty sure there are still people that think I'm a girl. Is it true that you are a good, honest, soft-hearted man? Absolutely not. I'm like I'm evil all the way. This is just our facade. Just just our facade. Alright, so I don't want to work on this for too long. I think majority of my points, if it makes sense, if it's helpful, then try it, practice it. Next time, think about things from a lighting's perspective, from a gradient's perspective. Oh, hey, I'm glad you're here. How to Vine is a Vine. I can't pronounce name for crap. That's my fault. I'm going to work on one of your drawings live. So do you have time to stick around? Because the reason I haven't done it because I was waiting for one of these days if I see you that I would do it. Yeah. You did a lot of things that are good, and there's no point for me to say the things that you did are good. That's why I always just generally point out things that you can improve further on. Okay. Yeah. Did you end up watching my video on proportions? Because that would help in terms of proportion, with the proportion a lot. It still takes a lot of practice. I'm joking around, Daniel. Okay, let me tweak another picture that you have drawn. So this is another one, and then maybe if I have time, I'll take like one request to sketch something. If not, I'll just do it at some other time. Okay. Go to layer adjustment. Saturation. Turn that off. I'll fix the lighting for you a bit. By the way, if there if there's any patrons here that want me to look at their drawings, just let me know. It is a good drawing, and here's a few things that I would like to tweak based on what I see. Okay, give me 1 second. Hi, Strawberry. Strawberry. I like the name. Okay, the right side I'll leave it alone. I'll just mess with the left side a little bit. First, put a lock on that. Okay. First, I'll do a little bit of liquefying. Just playing with the proportions a bit. Okay. Some of the distance and size of the eye and some of the distance can be tweaked. This line here is very good, the left side. This eye here needs to be higher and to the left. Okay. A little bit larger. A little bit higher. And because of that, the nose needs to, this part here is a little bit more straight. Size of the nose is okay. This part here needs to go in a little bit more. Because if you look at the distance between the nose and this side of the chin, I'm going to focus on just the face for now. So the hands may get dragged around and looks weird. You see how by doing that, okay, I wonder if you guys can see that on the screen. It looks a little bit more well, you'll see the comparison later. Hi Jared, how are you? How are you? I try to do some drawing or read some books about drawing every single day. You see I'm gonna pronounce your name wrong, but you see how I just made that very slight change. You see how much more it suddenly looks like the person? I mean, I'm using the foundation of what you have done. And now I'm gonna once I'm done with the proportions, I'm gonna use tone value to show you how you can. There's a few things you can tweak on the face. Okay, don't want to do it too much. And click OK. Yeah, look at the left one and the right one. The eyes makes like a huge difference. It always does, you know. And now I'm starting to play around with values and tones and stuff. And I might not draw it exactly like what the reference shows. That's part of good thing about being, you know, do your own portraits, because do your own drawings, that you can actually tweak things around, and there's actually quite a bit of variation. This part here is actually this value. It's a different color, but it's actually that value. That was a long time ago. Fine. Kinda took a beginner's art class, and that's one of the things you do sometimes, and just do you have any advice on how to match value easier? Are we talking about color or black and white? Yeah. Little adjustments can make big difference. Black and white. Just practice. You have to learn to see the value and not be confused by, how should I say, the optical illusion. You know how they have the optical illusion, like something looks different if the surroundings, like if you have this color, and then on this one I have this color, and then I'll put the same shade of white line in the middle. This one looks brighter. This white line in the middle looks brighter, and this one doesn't. Even though this one looks a little bit duller, even though they're the exact same value. It's a form of optical illusion, contrast. You have to learn to see things as they actually are, instead of being tricked by stuff like that. So, hey Mario Kart, what's going on? Good to see you. Alright. And there's a few places here that needs to be darkened. Probably that value is probably more accurate, yeah. This here is now white. The widest point on the portrait is that little highlight on the nose. That should be the white paper. Everything else should be below that. Behind the joints, darker. Right now I'm just simply working on the some of the slightly dark areas. I have not started looking at the highlights yet. Shape of the nose, you did a great job. This side is a little bit round. Comes down. And notice there's a tiny little bit of shading here. Even though it's very, very tiny. And now on the side, very side, there's a tiny little bit of a dark shading here. Almost everything has a gradient. Okay, under the eyes, despite that it looks very not, you know, that those little changes of gradient makes a big difference really when it's all added up. Protect the painting for a longer time in the future. Besides spray coating is the main one. With fixative. Well, there are different type of spray fix for different type of medium. This eyebrow here should be slightly lower, which I'm just gonna tell you, but maybe I'll just do it like this. One, if I do like, you know, practice drawing, I could do a bunch, but like one, if it's commission, like probably like 90% of one, you know. Okay, now I'm gonna go into some bright areas and start to put down the highlights. Her nose is actually pretty round, so I'm gonna actually do this first. It's not quite as sharp as you had it. If you have a period of not wanting to draw, just look at other. You know, go to DeviantArt, go to some other websites, look at other artists' work, and typically you would get. If that doesn't work, just simply stop for a while. If you have a love for drawing, it's gonna come back at some point. Don't force yourself to draw when you don't want to draw. You don't want to create that conditioning, you know, reinforcement, like drawing equal boring. Like, you don't want to create that neural pathway in your brain. I'm spending a bit more time on this piece because you could say that this is one from one of my patrons or one of my supporters. That makes this possible, so and now I'm going back, use the value of the bright value. Notice the value on the cheek here. It's a little brighter. Oh, say hi for me. Hi. Bonjour. If you look at the image very carefully, even when there's almost every area you see have a slightly different tone value, and how much you can put that on paper is going to determine how ultimately realistic something looks. And the one you choose is difficult because on the surface of the paper, right? Everything looks kind of, you know, it's hard to see exactly where the value are, but the more the face appears to be flat in lighting in the image, the more you have to make the tone more accurate in order for it to look correct. So that's why it's usually more difficult to draw a picture where, you know, the face is the light just comes straight onto the face. The more shadow there is, the more room you get to play with to define form. The more flat it is, the harder it is, because you have to be a lot more accurate. You become a lot less error tolerant. I guess that's the way to put it. And here, gonna go with, I need to put on some super. Yeah, there it is. Any place that's super dark, you really want to make it really dark, because that creates depth. It goes inward, you know. 3D, if you think about it, 3D, it goes downward. Do charcoal also lose its shine after some day? Charcoal is, what's the word? It's not glossy at all. It's like matte. It's like not glossy. So yeah, like Pearl said correctly. Their charcoal doesn't have a shine unless you spread it with those spray coating that specifically have a shine. But then again, that's not charcoal. That's not what you are. See here in the field, it's important when you draw stuff to compare the value. Sometimes like you can just like go off the reference, compare the value with surroundings. Like a lot of the areas in the ear are much darker compared to the surroundings than what you have drawn. So make sure it's more important for the value of on the face to be correct in relationship to each other than it is, you know, to be close to the reference, because the reference may not be. It's just a reference. As long as the value on the drawing is in good relationship to each other, it's gonna be. The drawing is gonna look correct, even if you make the entire drawing darker or lighter than what the reference is supposed to be. Okay. Oops. I have a tutorial on that, but it's for my patrons only for now, because I can't afford to just make everything public. Hope that makes sense and is understandable. Okay, I'm not gonna adjust this too much, but the adjustments that I made are all very like small adjustments, but in a bunch of different places. Safe, like lock it up. No, sprayed it with spray coating if you are done with it. Otherwise, you know, there are also spray coat. How should I say? Spray coatings that it's reworkable surface, which means that the spray coat itself will leave tooth on the paper, but obviously you cannot draw highlights under there. You can still draw the dark tones. You will have to use a, you know, like a white pencil to draw the highlights. And here you can see there's some highlights there. I think it's darker here. Yeah, that's all. Like that method, like I just kind of you know, I just made it at myself one day just out of nowhere because I needed something to blend. So I just like, oh, so a newspaper kind of works. I'm probably not the first one who did it, but unfortunately nobody was able to help me, and I had to figure it out myself. And some straight hair. See, now look at the left one and versus the right one. There's more tweaks I can do over time. You know, neck, like the neck will probably be, I would lift the neck up that direction a bit, but you get the idea. I hope. especially just that one simple move of the eye, because this is what you're actually doing. If you look at the head, the head is shaped like this. Well, actually, it's actually more of a, yeah, it's kind of like a, it's kind of like a sphere, right? Oh man, that's fine. It's kind of like a sphere, and you want to. There's all the, imagine all these straight lines that's going through it. I did a really bad job at this right now. Just give me a sec. I don't know why. But this is one way you can think about it. Whenever you draw a head in the future, all these lines should be, that's supposed to be parallel. Okay, imagine I'm not like doing such a bad job with the structure line. Those should be parallel to each other, and you have on your drawing, they're parallel this way, even though they're supposed to be like this, or should I say, in the way that the head is turned, it should be like that. You know, it's slightly going upwards. So this line here should be like this, because there's this. I'm exaggerating because she's tilting her head a little bit to the side, and the nose, mouth is good, and then the chin. This distance needs to be make a little bit shorter. Okay. Yeah, I'll keep this video on my casual channel, so you can check it out again later if you want to. But you can see that there's stuff you can do with the lips a little bit, but not too much. You did an overall pretty good job, but just a little bit of proportion, and it makes a big difference. Alright, before I go, anybody have any particular requests they want me to draw, like a quick sketch of some sort? Hands are really hard to draw. Good job with the hand. Hand is so hard to draw. There's a few places on the highlight with the hand. You should make it a little bit brighter, but not a huge deal. Building interior, it's a structure thing. I mean, if you want, I can draw like a famous building. What famous building you want me to quickly sketch out? You know. And also remember, if you look at her ring, there are parts that's really shiny. One easy way to make something look really shiny and metallic, just add that shine. I know you know, don't let charcoal touch it at all. And then it's gonna feel like it's more shiny. In a sense. Same thing with the earring, like there's this part here, it's like really shiny, and everywhere else is more of a gold color. Okay. You have issue doing side or tilted. There's no reason why you would have issue, because it's just you're drawing what you basically know or see. When you are a beginner, you have to draw what you see. As you get really good, and once you understand anatomy, you can draw what you know. That's the, you know. Some people say you draw what you see. Some people say you draw what you know. But it's really depends on the skill level and experience. There's a little bit more in the drawing. In the reference, there's a little bit more eyelash. So you can put a little bit more there. Draw Beckham because now it's football fever. That's true. Let me see if I can find some reference, because I don't know the guy's face by memory. That'll be pretty amazing. Ooh, this might take I'm trying to find one where I can do it fairly fast, you know. Give me a second, guys. Any questions? Let me know. Does hard work beat talent? I have a video specifically talks about that. Actually, if you go to my website on top, just click on play in the embedded video. In the around middle part or last 1/3, I talk about talent versus hard work. So check that out. Okay, I'm gonna do like just like a face of David Beckham, and I'm trying to do it really fast because not detailed, but hopefully it looks like him. I can right now I don't have too much time for Instagram, but if I have time later I'll check it out. No problem. Okay, let me try to do this one. I'm not sure if this one looks like David Beckham, because sometimes you know how people they have they take a picture and it's like, oh, it doesn't even look like them, even though they're, you know, it's their picture. It happens. Oh, there's a particular reference you want me to see? Well, I like to use one with like a very dramatic lighting. That way I can do it pretty fast. Which one are you talking about? Which type of mechanical instruments are much needed for a painter? Do you have any? What do you mean mechanical instruments? Still try to find one that's like I'll do one with an interesting angle, I guess. Time. Right. Maybe I'll do like a profile in picture. Now I'll just do a quick one like this. Okay, I'm thinking about how am I gonna. Well, I'll give it a shot. Alright, David Beckham. Fast sketch. Let's do it. Let's do this. I'm just gonna stick with black and white. Check out my video on talent versus hard work. Go to the website on top, patreon.com/theportraitart, and just click on the video that's embedded on there. And about midway, I'm talking about just my take on like talent versus hard work. Or should I say talent versus effort? I'll try to do this in like within 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes. See how far I can get. There's no way I can catch. I would have enough time to capture all the subtleties in this drawing, but hey, I can try. Just gonna give it an overall mid-tone. Dancing cow, yay! Yeah, if I have time, I'll go check it out later, Amar. Very intense eyes. When drawing somebody, it's always good to pay attention to any specific features that make them kind of stand out. No. I should, but when I'm doing fast sketches like this, I'm just like sketching it out. He is one good looking guy, not gonna lie. No, you gotta ask his joke. He's just joking around. I can multitask. Although, like, I don't know how YouTube works. I never just get too many viewers anyway these days, so it's not a big deal. I need to make gaming content, I think. I looked the top lip to the bottom of the chin is roughly the same distance as this brow from left to right. That's why I kind of just put that there. Right? Gaming characters. I don't know what's that really popular game right now? It was PUBG for a while. Now it's what's it called? The one that's just like PUBG. Yeah, I can generally talk with you guys, and my hand will still just do its thing. David Beckham is actually kind of hard to draw. I might not make this one look just like him and it's a side view, so it's kind of weird. But it's somebody. The more close up somebody is, the easier that I can make it look like them. So I might not make this one look exactly like him. Or sometimes you need to really fine-tune all the little details for it to look like someone. But hey. Yeah, Fortnite. Yeah. Maybe if I draw characters from like Fortnite. Maybe I'll do that for the next few streams, maybe. Just to test it out. You know, you never know, right? This guy looks a little bit like older than David Beckham right now. Oh well, if it doesn't look like David Beckham, then you think so? I don't think so. I don't know how they would even find me. Like I don't know. I don't think that's how. I don't know how to get views. I don't know. Like, I can't really answer that question besides practice. Caden? Yeah, so one's kind of tough. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to try again because I feel like there's a few parts. It's really the picture that I chose. I think there's a few parts that there's a shadow caused by the thumb there. Try to make a tutorial on that once I get enough support, because it's hard for me to just say how you should begin. Because I really enjoy just teaching. Yeah, well, I mean, if I spend 3 hours on one drawing alone, just one drawing, I can definitely. This is something that I try to do. I feel like trying again. I feel like I could have done a lot better, even for like a fast sketch. the features, the ratios, and everything else looks correct to me, but there are certain. I'm trying to figure out what is it about the drawing that I could improve on. There was a few drawings that I did really fast, and I was like very successful with it. But those are all have very dramatic lighting, which I can take advantage of. Cause in order for this portrait to look like him, right, I have to start tweaking all the little parts about the eyes and nose, and what makes him him, which adds difficulty to the a lot more difficulty to the process. This eye should be darker. I should zoom in. I don't want to zoom in because I wanted the screen to stay more or less stationary, but I really should zoom in on the eyes. Yeah, it's a little bit off. It's a little bit off in some parts. But you guys can see a little bit, right? I'm gonna add some edge. Normally I don't do this, but I'm gonna add some edge because I want to see which part. Hey, for charcoal drawing, print paper or charcoal paper, which one you suggest get blending stuff to be good? It's not the paper, it's about the charcoal. I'm gonna make a video on that because too many people have been asking me that question. It's not the charcoal is much more, the hardness of the charcoal is much more important than what paper you're using. Okay, I think I want to do another quick one. Quick sketch. I enjoy drawing. I haven't drawn mail in a while, so I enjoy doing it. Most of the proportions correct. Value wise, of course, can be tweaked. Let me find one where I think would be easier for me to draw fast. Like if I were to tweak this image for another, like hour, I can make it look like him, but that'd be really boring. It's hard to find the time, Oh my god, I have like 4 people on Twitch now. That's like... Let me see if I can find another picture that I can do that's... Because I feel like I could do a much better job if... Okay, let me try again. Could be better. Let me try this one. Let me try one more time. I mean, I don't consider my last drawing a failure or anything. Just given this how long I have to do it, but this time I'm gonna make the drawing much bigger, and I'm gonna focus purely on his face. And let's see what we can do. All right. This is the method I like to use from time to time. Oh, thank you. I've done better in the past. Maybe I'm just like zoning out and tired today. Let me try again. But I think you're right. Rhythm. I need to draw more gaming characters. Because Twitch as a platform is much more creator friendly. Like they would support the streamers a lot. Just the culture is different, you know. Which usually allows streamers to spend more time doing the streaming because they get the support that they need. That's why I really like Twitch as a platform. It's just so gaming oriented. It's not. Actually, almost all platforms is very gaming oriented. You guys like, what is this? What is he doing? Don't worry, it's gonna look like something. Yeah, but if you look at the view numbers, it's still like just right now. It's not like I think like the total number of people watching on Twitch, like total people watching art, is just almost none, like or nothing. You know. There is definitely a lot of potential. I agree. That's why that's why I think I'll try to stream more and just stick to it for a while and see if it works. If I can no longer sustain, then at least I tried, you know. And of course, big thanks to my supporters. I have to thank, you know, my supporters, you know, my subscribers, my patrons who allow me to allow me the time to do this in the first place. Much appreciated. And also I find out that when I stream and I do different things, like I take people's artwork and tweak it, I never help with viewers number. And it's not I don't do it for the view number, but I know eventually I need the view number to sustain it. That's the thing. So it's like I'm not sure what approach I should take. Should I just do like one join per stream and, you know? Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of things I probably could try. That's just Okay, I'll check my Instagram message in a bit. See, when the picture is big, I can more carefully, you know, pen the details, even if I have to do something fast. But if you guys enjoy my streams and think it's interesting, you know, let your friends know. Maybe some of your friends like art. You know, let them know. I just sometimes I buy stock images. Sometimes I just look up on, you know, Google Yeah, Pinterest is a good one too. Always a tough part. Still feel something slightly off, but hey, I tried. Yeah, nice. Yeah, my uncle is a really good artist. I never, but it's a different style. Oops. not sure why David Beckham seemed to be a little bit difficult to draw then. I guess because his features are very symmetrical and very, you know, there's nothing too particularly unique. You know, like nothing that particularly stands out. Everything's just so by the book. That's possibly one of the reasons, I'm guessing. Maybe his eyebrow is more intense than I made it. You guys start to feel, I feel like there's some potential, like it started to feel a little bit more like David Beckham. Let me add some highlight to the hair, maybe that helps. Dark. Go for it. Yeah, but you see how I think this one's more successful. See, now it starts to look a little bit more like David. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Elmar. I think he has a bit more intensity here. Maybe not that much. Yeah, I think this is a little bit closer to what I had before. But yeah, there is some very, very light lighter than that. Yeah, but I think this one looks more on par. Hey Blosky, haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, what do you guys think? Is this more yeah, what do you guys think? Pretty rough and fast sketch. No, I think how to say, but I think it's becoming. It looks more and more like him as you know, adding stuff on there. But that's not the purpose of this drawing. It's supposed to be just fast. Yeah, I think this is definitely a bit better than before. Which I'm glad. Thank you, Suresh. Oh man. Alright, so what's a very popular female gaming character? Because I feel like those gotta be much easier to draw than like an actual person. Yeah, it's not. It's no longer. I was thinking more of something from. Oh God, I forgot the name again. Um. Yeah. What's that game again? The game that's not PUBG, the other one, the new one that's coming out. God damn. If I have time, I would play it. I just don't have time to, because it looks fun. Yeah, very rough. Just focusing on the essentials to build. Fortnite, Jesus. Fortnite. Fortnite character. Let's see. Oh, you can customize your character and stuff. Wow, these are much. God of War Kratos. That's a good one for next time. Kind of want, because I just did a male one. Kind of want to quickly sketch like a female one. But apparently Fortnite allow you to customize the look of things really. Alright, let's do I know I said I was going to do the last one, but yeah, there's a lot of skins, so it's not like what's that Blizzard game? The Blizzard game with a lot of characters, and you jump around in an arena. Oh, that's something that I could do for Overwatch. Damn, Radium knows everything. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. You know what? That's something that I can do. Like on Twitch, like people would send me their skin character, and I'll do a rendition of it. So yeah, this is the dev. I'll sign it anyway, even though it's not really a complete. Well, it's a complete sketch, so. Okay. Alright, let me turn that off. What's that from? Anyway. Let me do a quick sketch of just like one of the Fortnite skins, and I might even be able to add some color to this. It's 3D, so there's a lot more. It's the underlying model is 3D, so it's actually easier to paint. So let's see. Is that the right tone? A little bit darker, a little bit lighter. I still want to do it pretty fast. We'll save for God of War, maybe like next time I stream. Eye is about, nose is about there. Okay. I left the drawing for months. If the entire year remained without fee, it would affect my level. Without practice, you mean? Yeah, I mean, well, yes and no. I mean, once you get to a certain level, it's like riding a bike. You don't forget it anymore. I feel like this tone is still a little bit too heavier. A little bit too heavy. Too light. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. Whoa. How come I'm losing the touching sensitivity? That's very weird. Huh. Is there a way for me to reset? Still doesn't work. Basically, the touchpad is supposed to adjust the darkness based on sensitivity level. How hard I'm pressing the pencil to the tablet, but I'm not sure why it's not working. Yeah, that's weird. How would I reset that? Nope. This is supposed to take it off, and then this is supposed to put it on. Huh. What if I reverse that? Pressure. It's gotta be a Photoshop issue, right? Teal sensitivity. Yeah, it's gotta be a Photoshop issue. What about other brush? Yay, it's kind of fixed. Yay. Okay, I have no idea why it was like that before. No, I was just mumbling to myself because my tablet was not detecting, well, Photoshop was not detecting the sensitivity, the pressure sensitivity level of my tablet. Okay. I can tell the model is like made out of polygons, but I'm gonna ignore that and try to make it a bit more realistic. This is where layer will come handy because the hair is in the way. So maybe I should make a habit of using layers even when I'm just doing quick fast sketches like this. Not gonna worry about details on the clothes too much, just the structure. How did you message me on Instagram, or if you can email it to me in case I don't find it on Instagram. Cause honestly, I'm not that well versed in how Instagram works. No Adam's apple. Females have usually very small Adam's apple, but yes, you do have it. Tiny bit. Later, Alma. The hair, if it's gonna be blonde, it's gonna be a pretty light. Okay. Yep, good night. What is the favorite kind of art that you guys like to see, generally speaking? Like realistic portrait, illustration, cartoons, like landscape, etc. that's more what I do with on my workshops. Yeah, I think a lot of people like that. I'm not sure if this approach to the hair, in translating polygon to the hair, I should have just examined the structure and do it my own way. Realistic? Five years. I don't know whose Fortnite avatar is this one, but oh, good. So people recognize it. Yeah, I played PUBG for a little while, and then Fortnite coming out, and suddenly everybody's playing that, and I'm just like, oh man, it's hard for me to keep up with all these new games. I think I'll do a little bit of colorize with this drawing after I'm done. This is one way you can color drawings, by getting the value down first. Alright, let me have an overall look. What time is it where I am right now? It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. Oh, where are you from? I mean, I have an idea of what you might be possibly from, but I want to make the nose a little bit more realistic and rounder instead of what's in the game. Really? Oh, California, yeah. It's so it's about 11:30 where you are. How's the every time I turn on the news, from at least from over here, every time I turn on the news, They're always reporting some kind of natural disaster in California, like fire being the most common recently. I personally never been there, but I heard it's like a really nice weather, generally speaking. Earthquakes, fire, death, but other than that, it's all good. You might die at any moment. But if you have the heart of a warrior, it's a perfect place for you. Hey Dan, how's it going? Let me get something a little lighter and I will remember your name, Helen. Hey Shader, what's up? Okay, so I see at this point I think the face is mostly how much, I mean it's a gaming character, so I'm not gonna, it's mostly done. There's a little bit of shadow here. Let me try to cause by the hair. Just relaxing, drawing something, and then eat, do some work, so on. Curving the hair, forgot to make the hair a bit curvy. And then add some dark value in there. Even if the hair is blonde, there will be pretty dark value in there. I'm actually following the model from the polygon in the game. Alright, don't want to spend too long on it. Now let me colorize it, and let's see, we're gonna be using just regular color. I think would be fine. Skin, it's gonna be picking a round brush, soft brush. Thank you. And look, voila! I'm picking a tone that's slightly more realistic in terms of skin. do each part carefully by itself. No, I said it. Who are you talking to? Anyway, regarding Highland, I was just like, that's really cool that I get audience from all over the world, like places that I don't imagine would like watch my videos. Okay. Oh, I forgot to draw some hair back there. Let me remedy that. Thank you. It's not too loud, right? I have to remember what level I have my music at. Okay. Green eyes. Dark green. Shading green towards blue above the eye. Going back to red and putting some pink in specific areas. And then of course I do have that video. It's just right now. It's on my Patreon page. Depends. Sometimes I like on paper. Sometimes I like. I prefer digital. Pretty silly drawing based on a gaming character. I'm not sure how to translate like a 3D model to something on screen, but I think this is okay. Some of the tones are uneven, but hey. Yeah, so that's from a 3D to something slightly less than 3D, but still obviously looks like it's almost like a conceptual design work for a 3D character. That's what I was going for. Nice to meet you too. Wow, this is a different shade of, and you can also play with lighting a bit. Let me see if I can play around with lighting. I'm just messing around right now. Depends on what is fun. Like this, maybe. See, maybe there's light that comes across her face. No, that's not working. I feel like that's too heavy. What about linear dodge? I'm using different color mode. No, linear dodge. It's not the same. Color dodge. Why is this so... Oh, I know why. Okay. Nope, still same effect. That's fine. Yeah, we don't really need the extra lighting or anything. Cassie Bao, yeah, he's a great artist. I love his work. I mean, he does, but he does. He's not. He's more about. He's more about like galleries and stuff like that. And he's very successful. He's a very good artist. Alright, Helen asks, what is your study? I graduated school. I graduated business school, so I kind of self-taught in terms of art. Which are your favorite artists? Too many to name. Portrait, probably Sargent. Yeah, there's just way too many to name. Too many. There are way too many good artists out there. So I can kind of take somebody's avatar that they designed and make a slightly more realistic rendition out of it. This one I did pretty fast, but if I was being more careful about it, there's a lot of like the lighting and stuff that I can apply to this drawing. Okay. All right. I think I'm gonna go have some lunch. Any last second questions before I go? Yeah, tomorrow. If I do have time to stream tomorrow, I'll try to stream in the morning here, cause I don't think I've ever done that. And then it's not too bad for a lot of other areas, like Europe and India. I know it's much more friendly. What inspired me to start drawing? I always liked to draw, just a hobby. It started out as a hobby. So there's no particular thing. I think everybody likes to draw, honestly. They just don't think they can, but I think everybody can, and most people will enjoy drawing if they can. Yeah, it's 12 o'clock AM in your country. Yeah, I'll try to stream a little bit earlier next time. And hopefully I'll draw more like female, I don't know, I'll prepare more stuff that's interesting to draw. I really enjoy those really large, really fast, quick sketches, you know, rather than stuff like this. But we'll see. Whatever is fun. If you have images you want me to have a look at, you can send it to my email. And maybe next time I'll do some tweaks and stuff. Alright guys, I'll see you guys next time, and don't forget to subscribe and all that. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.